So without further ado, you're going to love this guy. His name is Shawn Noonan. Let's give him a big hand.
All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. It's Super Saturday. What month are we in? September? Yeah, September. Summer's over, I guess. Thanks for taking the time out to be here with us on a beautiful Saturday. Appreciate you doing that. We got a lot of good things planned today. We got some amazing things that this company's put together that really, I think, in the next 90 days is going to blow this thing up. Okay, and I think all of us here today are in a very privileged position in that you happen to have been introduced to a network marketing company that really is doing some things in this industry that nobody has ever done. And I know you've heard that before. Okay, I know every company in the industry has told you that if you've ever been around network marketing. Well, we're doing something nobody's ever done before. Well, today we're going to prove it to you. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. Now, Will mentioned, you know, my background's in the health and wellness field. I was also an exotic male dancer for 10 years. She's all honestly? No, that's a joke. Maybe a bad one. I'm too tall and pasty to be an exotic male dancer. But my background is the health and wellness field, and I spent 15 years doing that. I built a physical therapy practice, and I basically worked my butt off 14 to 16 hours a day, and I got to a point in my life where I didn't like doing it anymore. Okay? And I knew I had to do something different. And I was introduced to the concept of network marketing and absolutely fell in love with it. And I fell in love with it for one reason. And that reason was I could make money on the efforts of other people helping other people. See, for me it was all about leverage. And that's what I didn't have before. Okay? Before, I worked 14 hours a day. I had to get to my practice at 5:30 in the morning. I'd stay till 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I'd go in on weekends if people missed during the week. And that was it. And I spent my life behind four walls, looking out the window, watching my life pass me by. And I got to a point in my late 30s when I started having kids, and I got married, and I said, you know what, this isn't the life that I want to have for myself. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you are exposed to different opportunities. I mean, let's face it, the economy where it is today, people are looking for things. Okay? Everybody's looking. Question I have, and I always ask this to people, and I'm talking to people all over the country these days, is what are you looking for? Okay? What are you looking for? So as you sit here today, what I want to do is I want to really create a context for what this day is all about. This day is about identifying a financial vehicle that can help you solve some problems in your life. Okay? For me, the problem I had was I had to buy my time back. Because I couldn't be a good husband, I couldn't be a good father if I was working 14 to 16 hours a day. So what I was looking for was an opportunity to buy my time back so I could have the time to really create the life that I wanted to have. And in my previous business, I couldn't do that. I had to treat patients all day long. Okay? Now, I know we hear this, and I know it makes sense to everybody, but the question is, how many people do you know are really actively taking the steps they need to take to build the life they want to have for themselves today? Okay? Now, let's face it. In this economy, things are moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? People are struggling. It's hard to pay bills. People are losing homes. It's more and more difficult, all right, to carve out that lifestyle that you want to have. And in fact, we're exposed to so much that sometimes we kind of have the blinders on, don't we? We hear so much, we see so much, it's almost like we just kind of put the blinders on. So I ran across an interesting story the other day, and I'm going to read it to you because I think it says a lot about people and where they are in life, especially relating to where we are right now. And my mom actually sent this to me. She emailed this to me, and you know, when people email you stuff, you go, oh God, here's another email. Well, I actually read this one because it was from my mom. I figured my mom sent it, I got to read it, right? And it was very poignant, so I want to share it with you. It's just a quick story, okay? So I'm going to set the scene for you. Washington, D.C. metro station on a cold January morning in 2007. A man with a violin played 6 Bach pieces for about 45 minutes. During that time, approximately 2,000 people went through the station, most of them on their way to work. After 3 minutes, a middle-aged man noticed there was a musician playing. He slowed his pace and stopped for a few seconds and then hurried to meet his schedule. 4 minutes later, the violinist received his first dollar. A woman threw money in the hat and without stopping, continued to walk. 6 minutes, a young man leaned against the wall to listen to him and then looked at his watch and started to walk again. 10 minutes into it, a 3-year-old boy stopped, but his mother tugged him along hurriedly. The kid stopped to look at the violinist again, but the mother pushed hard and the child continued to walk, turning his head all the time. The action was repeated by several other children. Every parent, without exception, forced their children to move on quickly. 45 minutes. The musician played continuously. Only 6 people stopped and listened for a short while. About 20 gave money, but continued to walk at their normal pace. The man collected a total of $32. 1 hour. He finished playing and silence took over. No one noticed. No one applauded, nor was there any recognition. Now, no one knew this at the time, but the violinist was Joshua Bell, one of the greatest musicians in the world. He played one of the most intricate pieces ever written with a violin worth $3.5 million. 2 days before, Joshua Bell sold out a theater in Boston where seats averaged $100 a piece. Okay? This is a true story. And this was an experiment that was put together by the Washington Post about perception, taste, and people's priorities. Okay? Think about that for a second. One possible conclusion they drew from this experiment: if we don't have a moment to stop and listen to one of the best musicians in the world, playing some of the finest music ever written with one of the most beautiful instruments ever made, how many other things are we missing out on? Sound familiar? Okay, I read this and I got goosebumps. Okay? Because what I realized for my own life is this is how I've been going through life. Okay? Don't we just kind of get to a point where we start hurrying through life? We focus on the things that aren't important. We get bogged down in the tasks we have to do every day, and we forget the greater purpose. We forget the greater good. We forget why we're really here. You see, what this company is about for me is getting back to why I'm really here. And I really believed, as I sat in that physical therapy practice, that I wasn't put here on this earth to work my butt off 14 to 16 hours a day doing something that I didn't want to do. Okay? Now, we've all heard the word change a lot lately, right? Change, change, change. Obama got elected on the platform of change. All right? But change doesn't start with the government. You know where change starts? With the man in the mirror. Michael Jackson said it best, right? Change starts with you. So what I realized about my life is unless I was going to do something different, I was always going to get the results that I got. So I had to make a change. So the question I have for you here today as we go through the products, and I'm going to do this, you're going to hear some great stories. Pete's going to come up and talk about some groundbreaking things. We got the Millionaire Maker coming up. How do you get a nickname like the Millionaire Maker? I was sitting there driving here this morning, I'm like, the Millionaire Maker, man, that's a powerful tag. I'm like, they called me chicken legs when I was growing up. Like, I wish I had the Millionaire Maker nailed, right? So the guy's a Millionaire Maker. So the second half, you're going to get training. First half is all about what the business is. But I'm going to tell you right now, this business is about you. And do you have a desire to do something with your life? Do you have a strong desire to live the life you want to have? Okay? So we're not here today to sell you Aloe Boost or Aloe Control or Aloe Advance or any other products. We're going to sell a lot of those products. But I want to create the context for the day because this day is about you. And what we are looking for right now is we are looking for people who want to stand up and make a difference. We are looking for people who want to go out there and have this conversation with people because change begins with us. Right? Whether you realize it or not, you have the power to affect an awful lot of people's lives when you get involved in a business like this and you go out and you start sharing a very powerful message. Okay? And that message is you need to take responsibility for your health and you need to take responsibility for your wealth. Because Obama is not going to be calling you. Okay? He's calling the banks, right? We all watch the news, banks getting the bailout. Anyone in the room get a bailout yet? Right? Kind of a joke, right? This is your bailout. Now, you may not be looking for a bailout. You may have all the money you need and want, but there's a lot of people out there looking for a bailout right now. Okay? And the good news is, probably for the first time in a lot of our lives, we can actually not only do something for ourselves, but put ourselves in a position where we can actually go out and help other people accomplish the same thing. And that is a big vision. All right? And that's why Pete and Zach started this company, because they wanted to go out and they wanted to set up a company that was something that we could be proud to be a part of and give people the vehicle for change that everybody's looking for.